car you're looking at right now hasn't left this barn in exactly 20 years. The last time it ran, I was in high school, smartphones didn't exist, and gas cost a third of what it does today. The owner told me one thing: the engine was solid. I parked it one day, and I never came back. Today, we're opening this hood for the first time in 20 years. We're going to look inside, see what died and what survived, and at the end of this video, we're turning that key. Will it start? Honestly, I don't know. But I'll tell you this much: by the end of this video, we're going to experience a moment that neither of us saw coming. Buckle up. Let's go. It all started 2 weeks ago with a phone call from the next town over. An elderly gentleman was selling the farm he inherited from his father, and his realtor told him, "You need to do something about that car in the barn." That car is this one. Look at this thing. Even under all that dust, you can see the lines. They don't make cars like this anymore. And you know the best part? The odometer. Come closer, take a look. 87,000, for a 20-year-old car, that's practically untouched. According to the owner, his father bought this car brand new. He drove it to church on Sundays, and once a year into the big city. Then his health declined, he gave up his license, and the car was parked here, in this barn. He even changed the oil before parking it. Meaning this man prepped the car thinking, "I'll come back for it one day." But he never made it back. And that's exactly why these videos hit me so hard, folks. This isn't just metal and rubber. This is somebody's unfinished story. And our job is to pick that story up right where it left off. Now, let's set the emotions aside and get realistic. What could have died in a car that sat for 20 years? Let me show you my list. Car that's been sitting for 20 years has 5 great enemies. We're checking them one by one. Number 1, the fuel system. Gas in the tank stops being gas after 20 years. It turns into something like varnish, like resin. I'm opening the fuel cap and, yep. That smell, anyone who knows old gas knows this smell. Like turpentine. This tank is getting fully cleaned out, that's a given. Number 2, the tires. Look at this. All 4 tires are flat, and they haven't just gone flat, they've flattened out where they sat. That's called a flat spot. These tires aren't rubber anymore, they're rocks. We're not driving on these, we're not even leaving the garage on them. But today's goal isn't driving, it's just getting it started. So for now, we'll air them up and make do. Number 3, mice. Every barn car has secret tenants. I'm opening the hood, 3, 2, 1. Oh wow. Okay, I've got 2 pieces of news. Good news, the engine bay is cleaner than I expected. Bad news, you see this right here? The inside of the air filter box has become a full-on mouse hotel. Nest, food storage, everything. I hope they haven't chewed the wiring, because if they have, this is going to take a while. Number 4, all the fluids. Pulling the dipstick, oil level is full, and the color isn't bad either. The man really did change the oil before parking it, bless him. Coolant, it's there, but the color is a little suspicious. Brake fluid, it's absorbed moisture, so that's all getting replaced, but that's not today's problem. Number 5, and the most critical, inside the engine. What happened inside those cylinders over 20 years? Are the rings stuck? Are the valves seized? That's what we need to find out before turning the key. Because if you try to force a seized engine to turn, you'll take a salvageable engine and turn it into scrap in 5 seconds. I'm pulling the spark plugs and sending a few drops of penetrating oil into each cylinder. This oil will dissolve the rust and dried up oil around the rings. Now it needs at least one night to do its work. So yeah, folks, today ends here. See you tomorrow. Just kidding, the beauty of editing is that for you, tomorrow is 3 seconds away. Good morning. New day, new hopes. Overnight, the oil in the cylinders did its job. Now for the first big test, does the engine turn by hand? I'm putting a socket on the crank pulley. If the engine is seized, this wrench won't move. If it turns, we've got a chance. Here we go. Hold your breath. It turned. It turned, it turned, it turned. Are you guys seeing this? The engine is free. That is the best news we could have gotten today. The engine is not seized. Now we've genuinely got a shot. Okay, let's calm down. There's still a lot to do. In order. Battery, dead, obviously. Expecting a battery to survive 20 years is like expecting the milk you forgot in the fridge to stay fresh. New ones in, problem solved. Fuel, we are not using the tank. Instead, you see this little jug right here? It's got fresh gas in it, and we're running a hose straight to the fuel pump. This is called a temporary fuel line. The tank gets its own video later. Rodent damage check, and here's the moment I was dreading, checking the wires one by one. There's a bite mark right here, but no copper showing, just the outer insulation. We got lucky. Really lucky. The Mouse Hotel has been cleaned out, evicted, no harm done. New spark plugs, fresh oil and filter. The old oil might look fine, but you don't do a first start on 20-year-old oil. Period. Cooling system, for now we're just checking the level, because on the first start we're only running the engine for a couple of minutes anyway. And one more thing, a fire extinguisher. Going right here, within arm's reach. 20-year-old fuel lines can be cracked, there could be a gas leak. No heroics in these videos, folks. Safety comes before everything. And if you're trying this at home, don't even start without an extinguisher. Now, one final checklist. Battery, charged. Fuel, connected. Plugs, new. Oil, fresh. Engine, turns by hand. Extinguisher, ready. My heart rate, 160. I think we're ready. Okay. This is the moment. I'm sitting in a seat nobody has sat in for 20 years. You see the dust on this steering wheel? The last hand that touched it belonged to a man who's no longer with us. This key was his key. Turning the ignition, one click. The dash lights come on. Can I hear the fuel pump? There it is. The system is building pressure. Okay. On 3, I'm turning it. If something's going to happen, it happens now. 1, 2, 3. It's cranking. Cranking, but not firing. Okay, no panic. We weren't expecting it to start on the first try anyway. I'm not going to keep cranking, because I don't want to burn out the starter. 15-second rule, crank, wait, try again. Second attempt. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It coughed. We've got spark, we've got fuel flowing, but it's not fully catching. That usually means one thing, the cylinders aren't getting quite enough fuel yet, or, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Look at this hose. A vacuum hose, cracked. It's sucking air right here, and the mixture is running lean. That's 20-year-old rubber for you, it crumbles in your hands. Luckily, I've got spare hose in my kit. 2 minutes. All right. Hose replaced. Third attempt. And folks, I've got a feeling about this one. Deep breath. Ignition. It's running. Ha ha ha. It's running. After 20 years, it's running. Listen to that sound. It's settling into an idle. Yes, there's some smoke out the back. That's normal, that's the oil we put in the cylinders burning off, it'll clear in a minute. But look at this engine. After 20 years of silence, it's running like it was parked yesterday. Folks, I've been doing this for years. but this feeling never gets old. Bringing a machine back from the dead, there's no way to describe it. Checking the oil pressure, the needle is exactly where it should be. It's charging. Temperature is climbing slowly, holding steady at normal. This engine isn't just running, this engine is healthy. And now, the moment I promised you at the beginning of the video. The thing we didn't see coming. While the engine was running, I opened the glove box looking for the registration. And this is what I found inside, a photograph. The car's first day. The owner's father, standing in front of this car, young, smiling. On the back, a handwritten note, not my first car, but it will be my last. 2006. The man was right. It was his last car. But his story didn't end today. Today, it started again. I'm going to return this photo to his son. But first, I'm calling him so he can hear this engine run. I think he should be the first to hear it. So what happens next? This car is nowhere near road ready. The entire brake system is getting overhauled, the fuel tank is getting cleaned, for new tires are coming, and every hose and belt is getting replaced. In other words, this is going to be a series, folks. In the next episode, we're tearing into the brake system, and let me tell you right now, what I saw in there did not make me happy. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that episode. 90% of you watching aren't subscribed. I know, the stats tell me. Give that red button 1 second of your time so we can see the end of this car's story together. And drop this in the comments, should we fully restore this car, or should we put it back on the road just like this, patina, history, and all? I'll give you my answer in the next video, but I want to hear yours first. It was silent for 20 years. Today, it spoke. See you next time.